Hey guys, it's the plant doctor here. What I want to go over with you this evening is 3 methods that you can use to transplant turf in your yard. So if you've been following the channel here, you know that I've slowly been transitioning my front yard from Bermuda to Zoysia. So Zoysia grass in my area will outcompete Bermuda. It'll choke it out. It's just a thicker grass and it's a more lush grass. And so my neighbor to this side has a beautiful Zoysia lawn, and as you can see here, it's choked out all the Bermuda on this side of the yard. And so what I've been doing periodically throughout the past 2 or 3 years is I come through here and I take plugs out of this Zoysia and stick it in the Bermuda. And I just want to go over 3 methods that I use. I'll talk about the pros and cons of each. So the first one is this guy. So this is, and I just got this the other day. This is called a proplugger, and it is designed for doing this. So you can plant bulbs with it. You can get grass plugs with it. Really ingenious design. And so basically, you can get a bunch of plugs in this tube, and it's been extremely dry here lately. I'll say that. That's why I'm having some issues getting this in the ground. It's been like 95 degrees every day. But if the ground is moist, this thing works really well. And you can fill this thing up. It'll hold about 10 plugs, but for demonstration purposes, I'll just do a couple. And I want to show you this plug. Okay, so I want you to notice here, that's a 4-inch plug. Got nice root systems. You can see the roots all the way down through the base of that plug. Nice healthy Zoysia on top. All right, so you get a good root base with the proplugger, and it is a smaller diameter plug. So why is it important to have a smaller diameter plug? Well, with a smaller diameter plug, we can take more plugs every year. The second thing that I want to show you, post hole diggers. So if you don't have a proplugger, you can use these. Like the first year or two I did this. This is what I used. It works really well, okay? And just like you were going to dig for a post, I can pull that out. And here's my plug. A wider surface area than the proplugger and equal depth right there. I can make that as deep as I wanted to with post hole diggers. If I wanted a 12-inch deep plug, I could, but that's overkill. So here again, about 4 inches. Now the downside to using this is the fact that the recovery period for this is going to be much longer. So what I do is I take my plug, I move it over to the Bermuda, I dig a hole with my post hole diggers, put my Zoysia plug in that hole, the Bermuda plug that I dug up, I turn it upside down and I stick it back in this hole and let the Zoysia grow back over the top of it, okay? I can do that about once a year because the surface area of our post hole diggers is it's a greater surface area than the little bitty proplugger. With the proplugger, I can come in and do 2, maybe 3 rounds of plugs per year. With the post hole diggers, I get 1. The last method, and it's a method that I've used, but if you're wanting your grass to grow back in a timely manner, I would not recommend this. And also, you're going to get a very shallow root zone, which means you're going to have to water every single day for maybe 3 or 4 weeks until it gets rooted in the ground. And I'm not actually going to do it here because I don't want to mess up this beautiful Zoysia, but you can take a shovel and just make you a piece of sod. So I could cut through that grass right there, pull it up, The advantage to that is I can have a big piece of sod. Okay, I could have a 2-foot by 2-foot piece of sod if I wanted it, 4 square feet of sod, lay it down in a spot. The downside of that is I'm going to have a 2 by 2 square of dirt here in the grass, where if I use the proplugger or the post hole diggers, it's a very small hole, and I'm going to be able to allow that zoysia to grow in much quicker. So those are just 3 methods that you can use to transplant your grass. And I hope that helps, guys. As always, I appreciate the likes, I appreciate the subs, and if you got questions about doing this, when to do it, or how often to do it, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer those. And until next time, this is the Plant Doctor.